We're going to create now a procedure, which is an element in AIMMS that allows us to write code to execute a list or a series of statements. And in this case, we're going to tell AIMMS to solve the model we just created, and we're going to do that using the main execution, and we're going to show our results in a progress window to see how things are going while solving and to see the final results to start with. So we get back to our model, make sure you commit and close everything we've created so far, and we double click on main execution, and we are going to do three things. One is empty all variables. This is something you don't need to do, but it's good practice to erase all the values you have prior to solving, because that way, if anything goes wrong, if you don't get a solution or anything, the values of your variables will be null. You don't have anything. It will be everything set to 0. And in that case, you won't be mistaken, because if you think you've solved the problem and you get values for your variables from a previous resolution, you might think that is what you just got, and that might not be the case. So just to make sure, if anything goes wrong, you will have your variables empty and you'll have to run this procedure again. Second, we're going to type show progress window, which will show us a window which we also can get using Control P. Okay, and we get this window here. We close it now. We'll see it when we run this procedure. And finally, the core statement of this procedure is the solve statement, solve, and we write afterwards the name of our mathematical program. The way to tell AIMMS that we finished a line is by this semicolon, okay, and if not, you'll get an error message. So now we have all the lines we need written in this procedure, which is a built-in procedure you can use. You could also create a new procedure by clicking here and writing a new one. You can imagine when you're creating models, you have lots of procedures for reading information, for pre-processing, post-processing, or for exporting information, but you can use this, which has a shortcut, which is F6, so that if you press F6, you get this executed. Or you can also come here and right-click and click on Run Procedure, and then you get that procedure run, and you can see this window that tells you how things were. The most important thing I want to mention is that we're using this solver, which is Simplex 12.8, which is the one who's doing the solving of the problem. We've built all the mathematical equations using AIMMS, which has passed that information onto the solver, which is the software here, solved it, and this solver got or returned the solution back to AIMMS. The objective is this 27,499, which is the minimum cost we can get. This is the best we found, which in this case is what we achieved, and we got that in a very, very short period of time, which is 5 cents of a second. And we are told that this is an optimal solution. Sometimes when models correspond to very large problems, we might not get to the solution which is optimal, but we are some way away from some distance away from the optimal solution, and we can have some estimate of how good our solution is. But in this case, we are sure that no matter what we try to do, we cannot get anything better in terms of transport to minimize the cost than the solution we just obtained.